Akwaaba, good morning. Good morning. Time is 12:30. Akwaaba, welcome. Today, Sunday, the 11th of October. Hope everyone is good and well. My name is Mark, in case you haven't joined me before. I think we've got our regular team with us this morning, which is great. Afternoon, D-Man, Queen P. We're going to get cracking on a flow this morning. So I'm going to again try and keep the pace up and introduce one or two new asanas, new postures, new poses. Hope you enjoy. Hands up, high to be. Let's get cracking. We are going to start today, again, have your water and your towel handy. We're going to start today on let's start on our knees and face this way. So come onto your knees or come onto a seat position, just cross-legged. Just going to stretch into either side of the body. So come on your heels, if you're on your knees. Shake out the arms, just roll through the neck. Let's start by just rolling the shoulders, just doing shoulder shrugs. So really exaggerate them. So on the inhale, let's roll forward first. Take the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Roll them back and roll them down. And let's just keep going at your own pace. So inhale to roll up, exhale to roll down. Just sit nice and tall with your length from your back, trying not to hunch. Just winding up through the shoulders, and then let's go to the other side. So start to roll the shoulders forward. Inhale to roll up, exhale to roll down. Inhale to roll up, exhale to roll down. Let's do one more. Now, neck. Let's lift the right arm up to the ceiling. I'm going to bend over towards the left side. Just place that left hand down and stretching through the right side of the body. Again, stretching out through the intercostal muscles down the right side. It's the muscles just sit in between the ribs. Get nice length there. As we did last week, I think, we're going to just roll that right arm forward to the front diagonal, front center, and just come over to the other side. Lift the left arm up and stretch over to the left side. Inhale to lengthen up, exhale so you've got any more room to bend a bit further over, maybe bend a little bit in that right arm. And again, reverse it, so that left arm goes to the front diagonal, front center. Then place your left hand on the left side, and back up with the right arm, up and over. Really draw the air into your lungs. So right arm back, so again, we're going to the front diagonal, front center. The right hand goes to the right hand side, and last one, up and over that left hand towards the right side. And then come back towards the center and lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Really stretch out as if you're getting pulled up towards the sky. You're sitting nice and tall on your block or on your bum. And then relax the arms down. Take the arms into an interlace behind the head. We're going to just stretch out the back of the neck. So open up the elbows, nice and wide. As you do, just start to shine your chest up towards the sky. Draw your lower belly in. On the inhale and on the exhale, again, sitting nice and tall. You're just bending your head forward. You're drawing your elbows together. And just use the resistance of the hands behind the base of the skull to lengthen up the back of the neck. First, you're creating length in that neck. Let your head be heavy. And just enjoy the resistance you're bringing to your neck here to enjoy the stretch. On the inhale, just come up, open up through the elbows, and take the arms into cactus. So your elbows at right angles. Again, you're sitting nice and tall, drawing your lower belly. And again, start to shine the chest up towards the sky. And then come back to the center. Just place your hands on your knees. Let's take the right hand first, over towards the left knee. I'm just going to come into a twist. Your left hand might reach the floor. If it doesn't, maybe just wrap it around the back of the lower back. On the inhale, just draw up. On the exhale, just use a hand as a resistance, just to start to twist from the torso, the lower belly, over towards the left-hand side. So inhale to draw up, exhale to twist. Just keeping your chin over your chest, so nice and tall. And then release the grip, just come up towards center. This time lift that left arm up towards the sky, place that left hand on the right knee, and you place your right behind you, just around the lower back. You might grab the inside of your left thigh. On the inhale, just draw up. On the exhale, start to twist again from the lower belly, over towards the right side. One more, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, so you've got any more twists there, just use the resistance. And then relax. Release the hand, shake out the hands, shake out the arms. Sit on the block, just move to one side. We're going to come down to our knees onto child's pose. And if there is anyone new, then child's pose is a pose you can come to at any point during the class, just to catch your breath or if your body calls for it. So knees apart, feet together, just start to come down in between the knees, bring your torso down. If your forehead reaches, bring it forward to the mat. If it doesn't, feel free to use a block underneath your forehead. Your arms are nicely spread out in front of you. The palms of your hand on the floor. Just relax your shoulders. Try not to be hunched up. Just let your shoulders fall loose, let them be heavy. And slowly start to come to your ujjayi breath. That's the breath that will enable us through the flow. So we're inhaling through the nose and then exhaling through the nose. So you're bringing that slight restriction to the back of the throat. It's a nice steady breath. Inhale from the nose and exhale through the nose. Take 3 of those, again at your own pace. As you're breathing, just see if your mind is drifting. If it's just bring it back to the mat, bring it back to your breath. One more. Take a deep inhale in, feel your ribs expanding out. Create a bit more room, and then exhale. Let the air flow out. Then just slowly start to come up. Before we go into tabletop, we're going to take puppy pose, which is one I think we introduced a couple of weeks ago. So your hips are above your knees, and you're going to just start to your bum's nice and high in the air. No one's watching you. So feel no judgment. Start to walk your hands forward, and then just place either your forehead onto the mat if it reaches. If it doesn't, feel free to put your forehead on the block. You just create a little space in the front of the body. It's also a nice stretch in the upper shoulders, upper back, I should say. We'll create a bit more room. See if you can move your chin towards the mat. Or maybe just walk your hands a bit further forward and see if your chest can come down onto the mat. It's a real nice stretch in the upper back. It's a very good one for the morning. Start to release out, start to come onto your hands and push yourself up into our first tabletop. So the hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then just start to undulate through the back. Give some movement to the spine. So the inhale, just barrel the belly down, take your gaze up towards the right diagonal. And on the exhale, push your hands into the mat, come into an angry cat pose. Take your gaze to your navel. On the inhale, coming up, and on the exhale, hands pushing into the mat. Calm, create space, bring to the shoulder blades. Just go for one more. Inhale to come up. Exhale, push your hands into the mat. Take your gaze to your navel and hold, really drawing your belly here. And then relax. Let's just come into a freestyle. So just come into a free movement. Maybe you want to rock forwards and back. Maybe you want to take your hips through the figure of 8. If you're a runner or a cyclist, then you might want to hold a little bit longer if you find a nice sweet spot. There's a bit of tightness in your hips in particular. We need for just 3 more breaths, so really enjoy the movement here. I like this part of the practice because it really hones the mind just to start to think about taking responsibility for our practice. So really enjoy the freedom of movement you're giving yourself. And on the next breath, let's come into a station position. Start to walk the left hand just into the center of the mat at the front. We're going to take a thread the needle, so we're going to just open up and create a nice stretch in the shoulders. So start to lift that right arm up towards the ceiling, nice and tall, nice and high. And then start to take that right arm, just thread it behind that left wrist, which is on the floor. Your right arm goes straight onto the mat. Come down onto that right shoulder. And just see if you can hold it there. As you embrace thread the needle, if you want to level up, maybe lengthen out through that left leg. Let's get a bit more stretch. At the right shoulder. And again, one more, maybe lift that left hand up towards the ceiling. And wrap that left hand, the arm behind the lower back. And take your gaze up towards the ceiling. So you're not balancing your neck here. Your neck is nice and free. And to come out, place that left hand on the mat. If you're in full expression, drop your left knee and just push into the mat with the left hand. Let's all meet again in tabletop. Just take the other side. So this time take that right hand, place the right hand in the center of the mat. I'm going to wind up for that left shoulder. So that left hand, the left arm goes nice and high. Take your gaze up towards the left hand. And on the exhale, start to draw that left arm down. Left arm's coming behind that right wrist. And you come down on that left shoulder. You can either hold it here or here for 5 breaths. So breathe at your own pace. Maybe lengthen out through that right leg. So you come up high on the back toes. That right leg. Straighten that right leg. And maybe take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then wrap that right hand behind the lower back. Again, you see my neck is not on the mat. You're not balancing your neck here. Just enjoy the stretch. You're giving yourself through the shoulder. To come out, just drop that right knee. Use the right hand to push yourself back up. We'll meet again in tabletop. Let's go for one more cat and cow. So really barrel roll the belly down, undulate through that back. Take the gaze up to front diagonal, and then push up to the angry cat pose. We're going to come into a half splits here. So come up high onto your knees and then just lengthen out through that right leg. So just place your right leg forward, you're high on the right heel. Your right leg is straight. Your hips are stacked over your left knee. So you're bringing a nice stretch to your right hamstring. Try and stay nice and long in your back. Try not to hunch over here. And then slowly start to walk the hands forward in half splits. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, start to move your chest towards your shin. That'll just really bring more stretch, a deep stretch to your right hamstring. And on the next breath, just start to walk the hands and the body forward onto the right foot. We're all meeting in low lunge here. In low lunge, once you feel nice and stable, come up off the right knee and just start to draw the hands up towards the ceiling. It's a low lunge or runner's lunge. Uncurl the back toes. So you're nice and tall, draw your low belly in. You're nice and high here. And then place the hands down at the front of the mat. And then just swap the legs. So take your right leg back. Bring your left leg forwards. So you're high on the left heel again. You straighten out through that left leg. Just come to half splits on the left side. So again, maybe start high on the fingertips. Just finish the stretch. Really listen to your body here and see what your hamstrings are saying. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, feel as if you're taking your chest towards your left shin. Curl the toes maybe towards your face. And see if you can engage through your left quad. Really turn it on, and that helps create a bit more space for you to stretch a bit more into that left hamstring. Just go for one more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, see if you can come even if it's 1 millimeter forward. And then to relax out of the pose or to come out of the pose, just place the sole of the left foot down, flat on the mat. So you're coming forward with the body. Maybe your left knee stacked above your left ankle. Runner's lunge or low lunge. Start to lift the torso up and take the arms up towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale in as you draw in the lower belly. Same time you're creating a nice stretch in your right hip flexor. Let's come back down, bring your hands to the front of the mat. Take the left foot back. We will meet in tabletop, curl the toes under, and let's all push into the mat. Push your hands to the mat and come to our first downward facing dog, the inverted V. Just walk out through your right and your left legs. As you bring awareness to your calf muscles, you turn them on for the first time. Maybe as you're pushing your hands into the mat. Release the neck, just take your gaze towards the back of the mat and energetically draw your heels towards the mat. So you can create a bit more length in the back here. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Take an inhale in, come up high on the toes. Just start to tiptoe the toes forward. You're nice and high on the tiptoes. So really good one for your abs. Keep going as far as you can. And let's all step and meet at the front of the mat. Let the body be heavy as we all meet in ragdoll. Forward fold at the front of the mat. Sway from left to right. Maybe take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy here. Now as always, take the interlace behind our backs. So your hands interlaced. Just place your hands on the sacrum, your lower back. On the inhale, maybe take your gaze just towards the front of the mat. As you come to halfway lift. Exhale, start to lift your arms up off your lower back. And start to bend forward. Maybe keep a slight bend in the knees if it's good for your body. Take a deep inhale in. See if you can draw your arms any more forward. On your next breath, just bend from the knees slightly. Start to bring the arms back up towards the sacrum and lower back, and then release the arms down towards the mat. Slowly, we're going to start to just roll up through the body. The arms are nice and heavy. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Keep your head heavy as you know. Keep rolling slowly, don't rush it. As you come to the top, roll your shoulders back, take them all the way back. Take your head up, and just stand into Tadasana so your palms are facing forward. This is a mountain pose, nice and tall, you feel strong. Close your eyes for one breath, and just feel yourself being really present here on the mat. Blink open the eyes. On an inhale, let's take the arms up all the way towards the ceiling. Bring your hands into prayer at the top. Let's start to bend from the hips. You take your hands through your chest as you come all the way back down towards the mat. On the inhale, let's come to halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, place your hands down. Step back with the left foot. Step back with the right foot as we all meet in high plank. So forwards and back on the toes. For 1, for 2, 3. We're going to come down into forearm plank. So you're going to drop onto the right forearm, drop onto the left forearm, and walk forwards. 1, 2, 3. So you can push up. So back up onto the left hand, back up onto the right hand, and walk forwards. 1, 2, 3. Now let's all drop the knees to the mat, uncurl the back toes, and start to bring your body all the way down to the mat. We're going to come to a Sphinx pose. So our forearms are on the mat, our elbows are stacked underneath our shoulders. Our palms are flat on the mat. Start to lengthen up through the body. So feel as if you're dragging your chest through your arms. As you do, draw in your lower belly here. Really feel your core engaged. And on the exhale, come back down towards the mat. This time place your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's all push up into an upward facing dog. So you're pushing your hands into the mat. Maybe keep a slight bend in the elbows. You might feel your knees are coming off the mat. And on the exhale, push into the mat as you come into a down facing dog. At any point in high plank, please feel free to drop your knees and take a variation. On the inhales, come high up on the toes and tiptoe the toes forward. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then let's all meet in the front. We're going to come into a halfway lift. And exhale to fall down. Let's come all the way up. Step nice and tall. And bring your hands to your chest. On the inhale, going up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, we're going to bend from the hips, just come all the way down. Take our hands to the shins, so we come into a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, place the hands down. Step back with that left foot. Step back with that right foot. We'll meet in high plank. Sort of forwards back on the toes. 1, 2, 3. As we did last time, drop onto that right forearm. Drop onto that left forearm. And walk forwards and back on the toes. 1, 2, 3. Just push up onto the left hand. Push up onto the right hand. Walk forwards. 1, 2, 3. Let's all drop the knees again. And come all the way down. Uncurl the back toes. This time, we're going to go straight to upward facing dog. So push your hands onto the mat. Draw your torso through your arms. Make your knees lift off the mat. And push into the mat as we come back down to our inverted V out, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And release the breath. Inhale in. And release the breath. On your next inhale, come high on the toes. And again, tiny tiptoes forward. 1 inch at a time. And then let's all meet at the front. Now, ragdoll. Come to a halfway lift, hands to shins, roll the shoulders back. Draw the belly in and come down. On the inhale, we're going to go straight up towards the ceiling. The arms are nice and tall, heavy, nice and tall. And bring our hands to our chest in prayer. On the inhale, we're going up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, bend from the hips as you come all the way down. Inhale, hands and shins, come to a halfway lift. Draw the belly in, exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Step back with that left foot, step back with that right foot. Forwards and back on the toes. 1, 2, 3. Just drop down to the forearms. Right arm down, left forearm down. Rock forwards. 1, 2, 3. Push up onto that left hand. Push up onto the right hand. Rock forwards. 1, 2, 3. Either drop the knees or come straight down to low plank. Keep your elbows at the right angle. Let's push up into an upward facing dog. And on the exhale, push back to that downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Let's go again. Inhale in. And exhale out. Come high on the toes. Again, tiptoe. Small steps all the way forward. And then let's meet at the front of the mat in our ragdoll. Let's come to a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Roll the shoulders back, draw in the low belly. And on the exhale, let's release down. On the inhale, get all that towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend from the hips as we come all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. Forwards back on the toes. 1, 2, 3. Drop into the right forearm. Drop into the left forearm. In forearm plank, walk forwards. 1, 2, 3. Let's push up to the left hand. Let's push up to the right hand. Walk forwards. 1, 2, 3. This time I'm going to lift up the right leg. So it's still nice and straight for your body. And walk forwards on the toes. 1, 2, 3. Drop that right leg. This time lift the left leg. Walk forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Press the left foot down. Let's go all the way down to low plank. On the inhale, push up into an upward facing dog. On the exhale, let's push back to downward facing dog. Here for one more breath. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Come behind the toes and tiptoe forward. So meet at the front. So we'll take our halfway lift, hands to the shins, roll the shoulders back. On the inhale, and on the exhale, we'll all come down. On the inhale, we're going to come up to a chair pose. Let's start to bend through the knees and take your arms up towards the front diagonal, drawing through your lower belly. Hold it here for 3 breaths. On the exhale, see if there's any more room to sit down a bit further. You want an anterior tilt for your pelvis, so you're not pushing out for your bum. Try draw your hips in. Give one more breath. And let's all come up standing nice and tall. Lengthen up through the arms. And then bring your hands to your chest. Let's go nice and tall again. Lengthen up through the arms. You take your praise towards the ceiling. Exhale as you bend the hips and come all the way down. Inhale as you come up into a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step back with that left foot. Step back with that right foot. Walk forward. 1, 2, 3. Let's come down onto the forearms. Right forearm and left forearm. Walk forward. 1, 2, 3. Come up onto that left hand. Up into the right hand. 1, 2, 3. This time let's lift that left foot up. Point it back, still in that high plank. That one-legged high plank, let's walk forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Drop that left foot, sit that right leg up. 1, 2, 3. Drop that right foot. This time I'm going to drop our left knee to the mat and our left shin. Move our left hand towards the centre of the mat. I'm going to open up to side plank, modified side plank. So drop your right heel, start to lift up for the right arm, all up towards the ceiling. One more breath, deep inhale in, and exhale out. Just bring the hands back towards the front of the mat. Come back up into a high plank. Again, at any point, feel free to drop the knees. Let's come down to a low plank. On the inhale, we're going to push up to upward facing dog. On the exhale, curl the toes under. Let's all meet in down facing dog. Here for 3 breaths, so take a deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose as you lengthen out through the legs. 2 more breaths at your own pace here. One next inhale in, let's come up high on the toes, tiptoe, as we do towards the front of the mat. Let's all meet in a ragdoll. Then come up into a halfway lift, hands into the shins, roll the shoulders back, draw the belly in. Exhale, let's hang loose. In the back, feet keep us up. We're going to bend into the knees as you come into a chair pose. Sometimes we draw the arms up towards the front diagonal. So you can sit any further down. And give it 2 more breaths. Remember the anterior tilt of the pelvis. Give it 1 more breath. Inhale in and sit down a bit further. And let's all come standing in front of the mat. Take our hands to our prayer in the center of our chest. Inhale to lengthen. Let's go nice and tall for the torso, for the body. And exhale, bend from the hips. Just draw your prayer all the way through to come down to our forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bring our hands down. Step the left foot back. And step the right foot back to the left. As we will meet in a high plank. Let's forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Just come down to that right forearm. Come down to the left forearm. Walk forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Come up onto that left hand, up to that right hand, walk forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Let's lift up for that right leg. So in one-legged plank, drop forwards and back. 2, 3. Drop that right foot, lift up through that left foot. Nice and straight, so rock forwards and back. 1, 2, 3. Drop the left foot down. This time drop that right knee and the right shin. Place the right hand in the centre of the mat. Drop the left heel down. It's coming to side planking on the other side. So that's to roll up for the body, sorry. Facing the left side. Take your left arm towards the ceiling. For one more breath. Let's cartwheel the hands back down. Let's all meet again in high plank. Step that right leg back to join the left. Walk forwards onto the toes. But we just drop the knees as we come to a low plank. On the inhale, let's push up to our upward facing dog. On the exhale, let's all push up or push back into our down facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. On the inhale, let's take that right leg up towards parallel of the mat. Curl your toes towards your face. Let's bring the knee all the way through to our nose and hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's take that right foot at the front of the mat. Let's come into warrior 1. So you're dropping that left heel. Your left foot's pointing out towards 10 o'clock. Got a bend at a 90-degree angle. And your right leg starts to draw up for the arms. And settle in your warrior 1. Drawing your lower belly. Really feel as if you're pointing your hips forward here. See if you can stay here in silence for 2 more breaths. It's nice and tall for your torso. On your next breath, let's open up into warrior 2. So right arm forward, left hand goes back. Maintain your legs in warrior, so it's a nice open hip position here. On the inhale, let's flip our right palm over. Let's take it to reverse warrior, so lift that right hand up, come to a seesaw, maybe take your left hand onto your left hip. Just embrace that stretch we did at the beginning, where we created length on the right side of the body. Just cartwheel the elbow forward and sit the elbow just inside of that right thigh. Start to open up the body towards the left hand side as we're in side angle lunge. Maybe take the right hand down towards the floor or block. Take the left hand up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to take our left hand. So you can wrap your left arm around your lower back. Maybe your hand will just grip the inside of your right thigh. You can level up from here when you take the bind. So if you can, you're maintaining your legs in warrior 1 legs, warrior 2 legs, taking that right hand underneath your right hamstring, and you're making a grab for your left hand, which is behind the lower back, and you're coming into a grip. See if you can open up your body again towards the left side of the room. So you're going to bind here, the right hand underneath the right hamstring, and then release the grip. Let's come back up to our warrior 2. Right arm goes forward, left arm back. This time we're going to take the interlace behind our backs. So interlace your hands behind your lower back. We're going to come into a humble warrior. So maintain that bend in the right knee. Shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And I'll start to bend forward, taking our chest onto the inside of the right thigh. If it's there for you, see if you can just start to lift your arms up off the lower back, the sacrum, Really feel the stretch in your right hamstring here. Maybe a bit in your right hip flexor. Just go to your edge. On your next breath in, really use your core engagement to draw yourself back up. Let's come back into our warrior two. Let's flip the right palm over again. So go up and over into reverse warrior for one more. And let's cartwheel the hands all the way down. And let's meet in high plank. And from high plank, this time we'll come to side plank on the left side again. So place your left hand in the middle of the mat. Either drop the knee and the shin, or come to the full expression of the pose. So keep that left leg straight and just stack your right leg on top of the left leg. Start to draw your right arm up towards the ceiling. Create that banana shape for the body. As this one's pulling you up through your right hip. And this time, you're in the full expression. We're going to take that right leg up off the left and come up onto the right toes. So this time your right toes on the mat. You can start to shine your chest up towards the ceiling. Make a grab for the front of the room. So you're high on your right toes, you're balancing your left hand, and let's flip back over. So let's all meet in high plank. Forwards and back. Let's all drop the knees and bring our chest all the way down towards the mat. Let's come to the Sphinx pose. Place your elbows underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are flat on the mat, as are the soles of your arms, your soles of your hands. Just pull the body through your arms. Maybe come up off the knees, drawing your lower belly here. And let's come down. Let's place the hands underneath the shoulders. Yes, I'm going to push up into an upward facing dog. And the curl the toes under as we come to our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in, come high on the toes, and draw your heels back down. I'm going to come into another flip dog, or another flip. This one's going to be a flip dog. So from our down facing dog, I'm going to lift that right leg up towards parallel. And if we can, see if we can take towards the back diagonal, keep that right leg straight as you can. Draw your toes towards your face, and then start to bend into the right knee and open up through the chest. From here, you're going to flip right over. So you might come off the mat here, but you're going to keep going up and over with the right leg as far as you can, and then drop yourself to the floor. So both soles of the feet are on the floor here. Your bum just hovering, and you're balancing your left hand. From here, you're going to again, this is someone's pulling you up through your hip. You're going to come nice and toward your hip. And again, wave your hand towards the front of the room, shining your chest towards the ceiling. This is a great opener for your chest. Find a space in your spine. It also helps create great energy. And let's come back down with the bum. Just hover the bum off the mat. And we'll come back up. So we're going to pulse for one. Let's come back down with the bum, place your arm in between your legs, then come back up for two. You're really working the right up the left arm, the left shoulder. Coming down for one more. Let's push up through the soles of the feet, and then let's flip back. Both hands onto the mat. Let's all meet in that downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in and exhale out. Let's try and remember what we did and repeat it on the left side. So this time I'm going to lift that left leg up so it's parallel with the mat. And this time I'm going to draw that left knee all the way through. So we're going to knee to nose for 3, for 2, for 1. And I step the left foot all the way through as we come up into warrior 1. Once you're nice and stable, lift the torso up. Your hips are shining forwards, straight for that right leg. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. Reps of drawing through your lower belly. Sit nice and tall with your torso. Just hold it for 1 more breath. And let's come up into warrior 2. So this time it's left arm forward, right arm back. So you're creating a nice openness through your hips here. So find yourself in warrior 2. Just feel nice and grounded through your feet. Feel rooted to the ground. On your next breath, let's flip that left palm over and start to come into reverse warrior. So again, I'm going to take my right hand to my right hip. Just take your hand wherever you feel comfortable. The right hip is good, or maybe wrap your right hand around the lower back. Just feel the stretch coming through the left side of the body this time. Just maintain the stance in your legs, so see if you can maintain that bend in that left knee. On your next breath, let's start to cartwheel that left elbow. You just sit it inside of our left thigh. Again, try not to push your bum out. Try and stay nice and centered, maintain the integrity of the pose. We're going to open up into side angle lunge. So maybe take your left hand towards the mat, take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Just use the resistance of the left arm against the inside of the left leg. And either stay here for another 5 breaths, or maybe wrap your right hand around the lower back. Maybe grab the inside of your left thigh. Maybe grab your shorts or your tights or your leggings. And go for the full expression. We're going to take the bind. So this time, the left hand is going to get underneath, or left arm is going to go underneath the left thigh. And you're using that right hand just to either grab the hand or the wrist. And just start to open up the body towards the right side of the room. Holding here for 2 more breaths. 1 more. Release the bind. Let's come back up. And this time I'm going to bind the hands around the lower back. So taking the interlace of the hands, maintain the legs and your warrior 2 legs. We're going to shine up the chest. This time we're coming to a humble warrior. On the left side, so shine up the chest towards the ceiling. And then start to lean the body forward as you sit the chest inside of the left thigh. And if it's there for you, you start to lift the hands up and over as far as you can to find an opening through the shoulders. On the next inhale, just come back up. Let's find ourselves back into warrior 2. Right arm goes back, left arm forwards. Let's fit that left palm, come back into reverse warrior. And I'm going to flip both hands all the way down towards the mat. I'm going to step back. I'm actually not going to come into side plank on the left side. So place the left hand in the center of the mat. Actually, so is the other side. So you're placing your right hand, my bad, in the center of the mat. And we're stacking that left leg on top of the right leg. So again, feeling as if someone's drawing you up from that left hip. And take that left foot just behind the right knee. The right leg is nice and straight. And just start to just open up the body towards the ceiling. So you're high on the left toes. Your balance on that right hand. Alternatively, just feel free to stay in side plank. And on the next breath, let's all flip over. And meet again in our high plank. Walk forwards onto the toes. Let's drop the knees and come all the way down to the mat. And curl the back toes. So come into Sphinx pose. So again, the elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders. The forearms are flat on the mat. Start to draw your body, your torso through your arms. Nice and high with the torso. Maybe lift the knees up off the mat. Draw your belly in and relax. Bring the torso back down. Rest your head. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's all come up into our upward facing dog. On the inhale and on the exhale, just curl the toes under as we will meet back in our downward facing dog. On the inhale, come up onto the toes, and on exhale, energetically start to draw your heels towards the mat. They may not reach. Just feel as if you're creating length for your legs. Push your hands into your mat so you lengthen that through the back. So this time I'm going to come into flip dog on the other side. So start to lift that left leg up so it's parallel with the mat. Again, if you can, just take that left leg up towards the back diagonal. Maybe curl the toes towards your face. And then just start to bend through that left knee. Maybe just walk your right toes over towards the other side of the mat, towards the left side of the mat. And again, you might come off the mat here. So you're bending through your left knee. Start to open up through the body. Come up onto the fingertips of the left hand. And then if it's there for you, just come up and over and flip over. So your bum is just hovering off the mat. The soles of your feet are flat on the mat and on your right palm. On the inhale, you're going to just feel this again. Someone's pulling you up from your hips. You're coming up and shine your hand towards the front of the room. Maybe give it a wave. And on the exhale, let's come down with the bum. Just hover off the mat again. Let's pulse for 2 more. On the inhale, we're going to come up. The hand comes up and over. Shine your chest. And then exhale, come down. Okay, come up for 1 more. Inhale to come up through the body. Create a nice wheel. And let's all flip over. So placing your hands at the front of the mat. You may not look so elegant, like mine. Feel all over the place. We're all going to meet in our downward facing dog. In our inverted V, take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Unpile your toes and let's start to tiptoe towards the front of the mat, creating a lot of strength in the shoulders. And this will meet in ragdoll at the front. Just come to a slight bend. Your knees are going to come into big toe grab. So using our 2 piece fingers, and take the interlace underneath our big toes. So if you can't reach, just bend your knees as much as you need to. And take your grip of your big toes. Once you've got them, on the inhale, start to lengthen up through the back. See, the back goes nice and straight. On the exhale, come into your forward fold. So use the grip, just maybe pull your torso a bit closer towards the mat. Maybe lengthen out through the legs. Your legs might go straight here. Create space in your shoulder blades by putting yourself towards your toes. And hopefully in your hamstrings as well. So engage through your quad muscles, just to find a bit more space in your hammies. And then release the grip. Let go of the grip. This time we're going to take our hands into a gorilla pose. Take our hands, our respective hands underneath our respective feet. So the right hand goes underneath the right foot, so the palms facing up. Again, bend right into your knees so you can come into this. So the right palm goes under the left foot, so the right foot, the left palm goes underneath the left foot. As we did before, in big toe grab, we're going to take a halfway lift. So bend into the knees as you take your gaze forward, lengthen that through the spine, and on the exhale, feel as if you're putting yourself a bit closer towards the ground. Use that resistance to find length in your legs here. Maybe roll the shoulders away from the ears. Bend into the knees as you release. I'm going to come down into Vinyasa pose. So take the feet hip distance apart and just point your toes out towards the right diagonal. So your right foot points towards 2 o'clock, your left foot towards 10 o'clock, and start to bring your bum down as you come into a nice squat, yogi squat. If you're sitting in Vinyasa, just to find a bit of openness in the hips. If you're not quite reaching, you can't place your heels on the ground, that's all good. Just use a towel underneath your feet here. Just create a bit of height. I'm going to stay here for just 15 more seconds. It's a really nice hip opener. Could never do this before and end up doing a Vinyasa challenge a couple of years ago. Well, I built up. The challenge has built up from 10 seconds each day to 20 to 30 seconds, and eventually it was a 15-minute hold. It's not the most exciting thing to be doing on a Monday morning, but the consistency definitely led to improvement in the hips. 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's just roll back and sit on a bum. And lengthen out through the legs. So you let your legs go just straight ahead of you. Shake out through the legs. And then bend that right foot. So take the sole of the right foot and bend it into the left leg. So imagine you do tree pose sitting down. So your right sole of the foot is inside of the left thigh. Sit nice and tall for your torso as you lengthen up. And on the exhale, start to take your chest forward and just let yourself be heavy. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to release. If you've got a towel handy, if you can't grab the toes, maybe just wrap your towel around the sole of the left foot, just to maintain the integrity of the spine. So inhale to lengthen up, sit nice and tall to the spine. Exhale, just use the grip to pull your step forward. So it's not head to knee. Feel as if your chest is going towards your shin. Engage through your left quad. And that'll help to create a bit more space in your left hamstring. And this will release. So come into a seated spinal twist. So lift that right leg up. And place the sole of the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Either keep your left leg straight, or you can bend your left foot so it sits behind you. Sit nice and tall on our bum. You're going to lift up with that left arm. Use the inside nook of the elbow to wrap around the right knee. Place that right hand behind us just to create length in the spine. Next we inhale to lengthen, and exhale, we're going to twist over towards the right side. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen, exhale twist, and then just take both hands over to the other side and just take a balance and twist. Untangle your legs. Begin to lengthen your legs straight ahead of you, shake them out, and just take the other side. So this time we're going to take that bend into the left knee, so taking the left sole of the foot and placing it inside of the right thigh. Sit nice and tall through the torso. Lengthen out through the arms, and let's take that bend forward. Again, as you did, if you did on the other side, feel free to use a towel. If you're not reaching, I've got a bit more space on my left side than my right side, so I definitely need a towel. So inhale, so lengthen. Exhale, just use your towel or your grip. See if you can just bring your chest in your vertebra forward towards your shin. So you're curling your right toes towards your face. Engage through your right quad. And that'll just create a bit more openness in your right hamstring. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bring your body a bit more further forward. And then release. Release the grip. And go for the seated spine twist on the other side. So this I'm lifting up from the left leg. The left sole of the foot goes up and over the right quad. And then take my right leg, spin through my right knee. So my right foot sits just beside me. Try and keep both buttocks flat on the mat. So I'm going to lengthen up through the right arm and use the bend of the elbows to wrap around your left knee. Sit nice and tall. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Start to twist over towards the left hand side. Again, keep your chin over your chest. Feel as if you're twisting from the body. It's a lovely twist. Great asana for your digestive system. As you release out, you've got a flood of blood going to your abdomen here, which is nourish it with some oxygen. Just take your legs out in front of you and shake them out. And do just a very, very quick round of abs. I think I can hear Dennis calling for boats. You want boats? Cool. So come up high into the bum, and just lift both heels off the mat, and start to take your shins so they're parallel the mat. Maybe take your grip just underneath your hamstrings. If you can release your grip, take your hands either side of your legs, so we're nice and high in a high boat. Trying to collapse through the back. Always collapse. Just try and draw the shoulders back. So can lengthen the spine. I'm holding here, still holding whilst I'm talking. And then let's come into a low boat. So lengthen that through the legs. Still balancing through the behind. Your shoulders off the mat. And let's come back up into a high boat. And on the exhale, release into a low boat. Hands are up into a high boat. So you can lengthen out just through your right leg and hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. And bend into that right leg, take the other side. So you can lengthen out through your left leg for 3, for 2, for 1. Take that bend. Let's come back down to a low boat and hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. And let's release. Come flat on the mat. Shake out through the legs, maybe just move your head from left to right. Start to bend your knees into your chest and take your head to your knees. So really curl up into a ball here. And then let's start to massage through the lower back as you take the knees in a circular motion, maybe clockwise, and reverse it and start to go anti-clockwise. Just give your lower back some love here. And we'll come into a happy baby pose. So do your best to try and keep your lower back connected to the mat. Start to bend into your right knee and take your right hand on the outside of your right foot and take your left hand onto the outside of the left foot. So your knees are bent maybe at right angles. Imagine a crying baby on its back. So you're using the grip the outside of your feet here. And then just start to push your feet into your hands. You should feel a nice stretch or a stretch of some sort in your hip flexors here. So maintain a bend in the knees. The soles of your feet are facing up towards the ceiling. And then release the grip. Let's go feet together and knees apart. Lengthen that again through that left leg. Keep that right leg bent into your chest. Let's go for a supine twist before we finish up. So take the left hand onto the outside of the right knee. We'll come up and over. If you draw that right leg over our body, maybe your knee doesn't go all the way to the floor, maybe just let it hang heavy or hang loose, or place it on the block. If you've got a block handy, if you do reach the mat, it's all good. If you can't, it's all good as well. Just place your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Just take your gaze and your right arm over towards the right side of the room. So you come to a nice twist. Brace any clicks, particularly in your lower lower back. Start to bring the knee back towards center. Just hug it in one more time. And then just take the other side. Let your breath be nice and smooth here as you breathe in. Jaw here, releasing gripping. Just let your body be held up and supported by the mat here. Close your eyes and relax. Start to find movement in your hands and your feet. Move your head from side to side. Just get into a ball. And move over to one side of your body. Start to push up through the hands. Just come into a seated position. Come up onto your knees. Keep your eyes closed. As we just come to finish up the practice. Okay, keep your eyes closed. Just bring your hands into a prayer position. And just thank yourself for rocking up today, this Sunday, and for spending 62, 63 minutes now just to move your body. Hope you put up a nice flow, and hope the energy carries you for the rest of the day. Have a great week. Thank you. Blink open your eyes if your eyes are closed, and that is it. 64 minutes. 4 minutes over, sorry guys. Oish. I don't know if that went quick or if it went slow. It felt a bit quick to me. But no. Hope that was a nice little flow this morning. Just incorporating different things we've picked up over the past 25 weeks it's been now, which has been great. I think this is week 26. Flip dog is one I've tried to introduce today. It's a nice prelude to wheel, which really opens up the chest and gives you a lot of energy if you're lacking that. But yeah, flip dog is a nice one I like doing. But yeah, do hit me in comments. Oh, I see what you're saying there, D-Man. But I'm glad that you I'm glad you stopped there where you needed to. You listened to your body. That's the best thing you can do. Some connection problems I'm seeing for one or two of you. I've plugged in today, so it should be coming straight through the internet as opposed to wireless. But yeah, if any of others of you are experiencing any like glitches in the YouTube feed, do let me know. But I've been nattering on for a while now. I hope you had a good session. Hope you have a great week. I'm going to play some house music, so I know there's some non-house music lovers here who will disappear. But no, have a great week, and thanks for tuning in. Again, hit a like if you can. It helps with the algorithms, I think. I'm going to have some food now. But no, thanks again. Take care.